spinning right now. Here we go. Happy Monday, everybody. That was for you, Alberto. I got my spinny chair back, everybody. Say welcome back to the spinny chair. How are you all? Julia, thank you so much for your awesome Spark stream right before this. I missed you all. It's good to see you. Let me know how your Monday was going. Cornell says, let's roll. Heck yeah. What's up, Ralph? Good to see you. So if you are new around here for this daily creative challenge, I'm Kathleen. I'm going to be your host for the next 2 weeks. You're stuck with me every morning at 9 a.m. Pacific time to learn some Photoshop. So these daily creative challenges are totally beginner friendly. If you're more advanced, that's totally okay too. We're still going to have a lot of fun. We like to make these projects a little bit expandable. So if you're a little more advanced, you can just push it a little bit further and try some new things. So Ted says, where's your Photoshop pillow? Ted, I couldn't tell you. I have no idea. It has disappeared from this room. What's up, Lamont? Good to see you. And Matt from Spokane, Washington. Very cool. So before we get started, I wanted to ask you all, one, how was your weekend? Give me all the deets, spill, I want to know. And two, who here is new to the Daily Creative Challenge? I want to give you a shout out and say hello to you. Valder says, super excited for this set. Valder, do you know what this set's going to be? Do you have a sneak peek? Some background info? Problems with the stream. Richard, let me know if you are having any problems. I hope not. Okay, so if you're new, welcome. We're so glad that you're here. Today, I'm just going to basically be going over the beginning details of the stream and of the challenge, how it all works. And then tomorrow, we're actually going to jump into the real digital challenge. But today, we're also going to have a little mini starter challenge, starter workshop, where I'm going to show you how to make something actually out of paper that's going to help us with the rest of the challenge. Dee says it was a relaxing weekend. Awesome, Dee. Neil says it was also good, just chilled. Real chilly over there. That's great. Keith says spent a lot of money. All right, Keith, that's one way to spend a weekend. What's up, Paco? Good to see you. Okay, so like I said, if you're new to the challenge, let me pop on over to my screen and I will take you through some of the beginning details. If you are not new, you probably know this all like the back of your hand, but this is the landing page. So if you want to just learn about the challenge every single day, you can come here to behance.net/challenge/Photoshop. There's the link right there. Boom. And that is where you can register for the challenge. So go ahead and click this blue button and that will officially register you. Now, when you do that, you can click this Join Us button, and that's gonna take you to Discord. So there's a couple different ways that you can communicate with the community over the next 2 weeks. One is during these daily live streams where you have the live chat. And then another way is you can join Discord. It's a giant chat server. It's basically just a party at all times of the day, 24/7, where you can post your work to get feedback. You can ask design questions. You can just chat with people and see what's up. So click Join Us, and that will take you to a free invitation to the official Photoshop Discord. So I actually have it open. I have the app downloaded on my desktop. So when you are in the Photoshop Discord, this is what it will look like. Over here on the left, you have your different channels. And then on the right, you have what's in that channel. So we're on the Creative Challenge announcement channel right now. And this is where every day Gus is going to be posting the challenges. So today we don't have a challenge. It's just the welcome stream. So there you go. And there will always be a link for the replay as well. If you want to come down here to the feedback group of channels, you can click Current Challenge, and this is where you're going to post your work every day to get feedback. So I know these challenges go really quick. There's one every single day, so it's not expected that you're making these crazy wild masterpieces, but if you do want to get feedback and get a couple rounds of review in before you post your final on Behance, on your Behance portfolio, you can do it here. It's super easy to upload an image. All you do is press this little plus button or click it, choose your image, and upload it. But we'll talk more about that when we actually have an image to upload. Does that make sense? Okay, and like I said, you can always just come over here to the other channels, like the introductions channel, and introduce yourself. So you could say, hey, I'm blank. We'll just do it. I'll just show you. Show, not tell, right? I'm Kathleen, your host with the most, I hope. Good to meet you. Perfect. And you can say, like, I'm a designer, I'm an illustrator, I'm from Washington, I'm from Nevada. Whatever kind of intro info you want to include. Okay, cool. Is everybody on the same page? We are registering for the challenge. Let me go back here. We're registering for the challenge. We are joining Discord. We're watching the live stream every morning. That's what's happening right now. And then on this landing page every day, you can also find the info for the challenges as well. So nothing is unlocked yet because we haven't started the challenge yet. It officially starts tomorrow. But you can scroll down. You can learn more. You can download Photoshop if you haven't yet. And one of I think the very coolest things about this whole page is that you can watch all of the past challenges. All of the replays are saved and the files that go with those challenges are saved. So if there's like a template or a stock image that the host uses, excuse me, a little raspy this Monday morning, you can click Get Started and then click Watch Video. Cool. Cornell, that's a great question. What brought you here to be hands on the Adobe Live, guys? Do you remember that day? Chat, regale me with your nostalgic Adobe Live stories. I mean, Cornell, I could answer that question. It was back in the day, 2015, back on Twitch. Goodness gracious. Been around for 5 years, officially. Wow. Should we have a birthday party? Perhaps, maybe during one of these streams? Steve says, I stumbled onto Adobe Live through Paul Traney's stream on Facebook. That's so cool. Steve, I couldn't imagine Adobe Live without you. You're totally a resident Adobe Liver. Okay, so I mentioned that we are going to be making something out of paper to help us with the rest of the challenge. Now, you might be able to tell by the tabs on top of my screen that this challenge, we're going to be making a zine. Crickets. You guys know what a zine is? Chat, let me know. While you are doing that, I'll just fill you in. A zine, it's short for magazine. It's basically a self-published form of literature or communication. So a lot of times zines are like small little pamphlets or magazines that are about whatever topic you want. You can make a zine about zines. You can make a zine about Adobe Live. You can make a zine about your favorite shoes. There's really all kinds of things in the world that you could make a zine about. So let me show you some inspiration images that I have gathered for you all to give you an example of what a zine is. So we've actually made zines on Adobe Live before. This glam rock zine was made by Shanti. Very cool, and it features music, so it focuses on glam rock. And there's little articles about different groups. It has a very cohesive style, a very strong layout, and it's mocked up super beautifully. So there's a strong topic example, glam rock. You could also make a pamphlet about the Space Shuttle Columbia if you want. This one's very informative. It's kind of stark with few images and it's text heavy. I literally didn't know zine was short for magazine. Mind blown. Insert the mind blown emoji here. So this is an example that's more layout heavy, like I said. This might be, you could totally lay this out in Photoshop, but something like this might be a little bit better in InDesign, where you can really spread text between different spreads. But this is a good example of a zine that you could make in Photoshop and kind of what ours is going to look like. So this is image heavy, but there's texture, there's things moving around, there's a little bit of text, but it's not really the focus, at least on the cover. You can match illustrations and put text on top. We got some dates. I love this one. Feels very playful. A lot of emotion in this. Oh, you watched the stream with Shanti? That's cool. Nice. So if you want to check out this inspirational mood board that I put together, it's super easy. You can actually just go to my profile. It's behance.net/Kathleen Illustrated. Click on mood boards and you'll see all my hidden ones, but this one's public. Or you won't see my hidden ones. You'll just see the zine one. And you can come here and flip through them and get some inspiration. I love this one. So zines, like in history, they were self-published and a lot of times handmade, like cut paper out and pasted it on and then Xeroxed it and made like 1,000 copies to give out to people. A lot of people use them to cover topics that are very important to them: politics, feminism, climate change, whatever you want. We've got this one called Hoops in the Wild, which is basically just a magazine or a zine about basketball hoops someone found in the wild. I'll click into it, actually. It's pretty cool. I love it. So you can focus on your photography. Maybe you take a trip, or maybe you don't take a trip and you make a zine about your time at home. Shanti makes InDesign sing and dance. A double threat. I agree. So we've talked enough about what a zine is. Now let me show you how to start your own zine. We'll jump into the actual digital part of it tomorrow, but I provided Gus with a link of a template, a Photoshop template that you can download and play with right now if you'd like to. Gus, maybe you can put that in the chat, but I will just open it up in Photoshop really quick to show you all. So it'll look like this. Don't be overwhelmed. This is literally just to show you how you're gonna lay out the zine at the end of the 2 weeks. So this is an 8.5 by 11 paper that I made in Photoshop. These grid lines are just to help me lay out where I want my graphics to go, and then also to show me where I'm going to be folding and cutting when I actually print out the paper at the end of the 2 weeks, so I can have a zine in my hands to send to people, to hand to people when it's safe. But this is super cool. You could totally make a bunch of these and then send them through the mail, save the postal service, you know, and it's going to be awesome. So this is the digital template, but I'm actually going to show you how to make a paper zine as well. So when you print out your zine from here, this is the type of little booklet that you're going to get. It's going to have, let's see, 3 spreads. Yep, and then a front and a back. So let's do that. How is cutting out an image done perfectly? We can show you in maybe even tomorrow's stream. I'll be doing some selecting and masking, so come back, David. All right, let me jump over to my camera and show you how to cut and fold a paper mock-up of your zine. So like I said, we're gonna be making this little guy. It says front, back, then we've got a couple different spreads. I'll zoom in a little bit to show you a little bit better what I'm doing, but this is gonna be great for giving you just a paper tactile mock-up that you can scribble on, draw out squares and where your text might be. And you can make as many of these as you want if you have paper. All right, so let me zoom in a little bit. I'm gonna get more up close and personal. Whoa. Okay, so this is just a paper, like the template that I provided. It's 8.5 by 11, so if you have some sort of just rectangular aspect paper, that'll be great. So just blank paper. And the way that we're gonna start is we're just gonna fold it hot dog style. Super easy. If you don't know, hot dog style is folding it the long way, like this. Is this like ASMR? I don't know. I've watched ASMR like one time just to be like, is this a thing that I could like? The answer is no. It's not a thing that I like. All right. I am folding this. So we got hot dog style paper. Easy peasy. We're gonna open it back up, and when you have a hot dog, you gotta have a hamburger too. So let's fold it hamburger as well. I'm just gonna fold the paper the same way every time. You don't need to like fold things back and forth or anything. So we're going hamburger. For some reason this paper is being difficult. There we go. Hot dog style takes you back to grade school. It took me a while to figure out what they meant by hot dog and hamburger style. I think hamburger confused me. So I was like, that's hamburger buns are square. What are you talking about? Lindsay, the answer is no. It's not a thing that I like. Same. You get it, Lindsay. Okay, so the goal for this is just to make 8 folds on your paper. Make 8 different panels. So we have 4 right now. We've done the hot dog. And we've done the hamburger. You can always rewind this and rewatch it. There's tons of online examples as well if you want to Google it later, if that's easier for you. Laura says, I made it. Welcome, Laura. Good to see you. It would be A6 size in Europe and the rest of the world. Yeah, that's true. It is A6. I shouldn't assume everyone knows 8.5 by 11 inches. Okay, so there's a couple different ways that we could get to 8 panels here, but I'm just going to fold hot dog, fold hamburger, and then just fold this in half as well, just to get those 8 equal panels. Cool. All right, let's open it all the way back up and make sure that we have 8. Yep, 4 on the top, 4 on the bottom. Now the final step for this to make this little mock-up is to make a cut in this center crease. We're gonna do it kind of like we're making a paper snowflake. So I'm gonna fold it hamburger like a little book. Just gonna take some scissors, kind of see-through scissors, and cut just halfway through on the seam. So it's gonna make a cut in the center. There we go. Sorry, that was loud. You just made a paper plane on accident. What, no pizza style? Carol, you'll have to teach me the way of the pizza style. Okay, so we have a slit going halfway through in the middle. Super duper easy. Let's fold it hot dog again. You can see me through here. We're gonna push it together like this. So now we have like a plus sign made of paper. And now we're just gonna fold the sides over each other to make a little pamphlet. And now we have a little book. That step's a little confusing, so let me show you again. We made it hot dog style. So then we have the slit in the middle here. We're gonna push it all out to make a little plus sign. And then this part I think might be the confusing part. Basically, just fold one side down and fold the other side down that way as well. Pick a side and just go that way for both. Ah, look at that, it's like a book. Cool, so now we have our front, our first spread, our second spread, our third spread, and our back. Now, something that might make it a little bit easier is if you actually write on this. So like on the front, I'm gonna write front, just as this little mock-up. It says front right there. On the first spread, I'm gonna write 1 and 2 page numbers. Second spread, 3 and 4. And last spread, 5, 6. On the back, I'll write back with a little purple marker. Okay, so we have our front written on here. We've got our numbers written on the bottom. And then I'm just gonna unfold it again and we can check out how this all looks together, how we're gonna lay it out when we wanna print it. Because you're gonna have to print these 8.5 by 11 and then hand fold them, and you want them to be like the right way up. You want the spreads to be in the right positions. So there we go. We have our numbers on the top and bottom. You'll notice that these are all right way up and these are all upside down because you end up folding them like this. Okay, if that was all very confusing, no worries, because the template that I provided you, let's go back over there, get out of this super zoomed in version, has all of the lines for you. So at the end of the 2 weeks, we're going to be placing our designs in this template, turning off all of the grids. I'll turn it off right now just to show you. And then when we print it out and fold it, we're going to have a really cool book with some of our spreads like bleeding together. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited. So I walked away for a bit. Is this Photoshop, Sean? Yes. You're not lost. We just took a little like analog Photoshop snack break. You need a snack break every once in a while, even if it's 9:20 in the morning. Jason says, I totally followed it. Are you humoring me? But again, if you are confused, you can rewatch it or just search, I think it's a 8-page zine, how to fold an 8-page zine. Easy peasy. Lots of videos on how to do it too. Left-handed team, yes. Who are my lefties out there? Give me a shout out. Okay, so the great thing about having one of these little mock-ups is I could maybe draw a square on the spread that maybe goes across the front and the back, maybe write down where I want my words to be. I can lay things out so that when I get into Photoshop to do my actual digital template, I'm not just starting from scratch. I have something to refer to, a reference, they say. Where can we find the template? Yes, I gave it to Gus before the stream. Maybe he can put it in the chat, but if not, it'll be in tomorrow's starter file. Gus is snoozing. He's probably doing the opposite. He's probably busy doing something else. But it's all good. You will have it tomorrow. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions. My zine is going to have a specific topic, but yours could be about anything. So maybe spend today and tomorrow figuring out what you want your topic to be. What are you feeling passionate about these days? I know we're all kind of going through a similar global experience right now, so it could be about that. Anything that your heart desires. If you have someone whose birthday is coming up or a special someone's anniversary, you can make a zine all about how much you love them, how special they are to you. If you have a pet, make a zine about your pet. I'm kind of actually regretting not designing that for this. That would be awesome. Frank's a lefty too. Nice. And Mia. That's awesome. All right. So before I finish up, I've got a couple more minutes. Oh Lord, what is a zine? Oh, Sean. We'll figure it out over the next 2 weeks. Don't worry. So many lefties, yeah. Before I jump off of here, let me show you the schedule for the rest of the day. So Julia was right before me getting started in Adobe Spark. That was awesome. Julia, you're just a bundle of sunshine, and I appreciate you. We're doing the Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge right now, and like I said, I'll be back tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and then the weekend, and then the next week as well. Stuck with me for 2 weeks, like I mentioned. Right after me, Sam Peterson's going to be up with some character design. If you're interested in digital painting, character design, world building, that is a great stream to start. Even if you just like fantasy, Dungeons and Dragons, Game of Thrones, that kind of good stuff, just go watch Sam make some sweet characters. It's always a pleasure. All right, and then Claudia is going to be starting her Illustrator Daily Creative Challenge at 11:30. So if you want to learn Illustrator as well as Photoshop, come back at 11:30 for that. We've got some mobile app design with Ambert coming at noon, which is very awesome. And then Howard is going to be hosting the XD Daily Creative Challenge at 2. So we've got 3 going on: Photoshop, Illustrator, XD. You could learn them all. It's like Adobe School. It's great. And then Doodle Therapy will finish out the day with Alice and Amy. Super relaxing. It's an awesome stream. Yeah, no problem, Dee. Good to see you, by the way. So I'm going to jump back to the challenge page. Let me get that open. Just to remind you all how to join. There we go. So again, behance.net/challenge/Photoshop is where you will go to register, and that's where you can also go to join Discord. If you don't want to go here to join Discord, you can just go to bit.ly/psdiscord. A little too tall today, Kathleen, a little bit too tall. Capital P, capital S is important on that Discord, and come hang out with us. Like I said, it's open 24/7, 365. There's always someone over there to hang out with and chat with. What's up, Kath? We have the same name. Yes. Team Kathleen. That's awesome. Looking forward to learn more like hot dog and hamburger style. It gets a little less juvenile as we go on, I promise. What's the theme for the Photoshop challenges? Well, Ahmed, we're going to be making a zine, but I'll let you know on the actual topic of the zine tomorrow. But you can do whatever topic you want. The world is your oyster. Make a zine about oysters. Why not? So tomorrow, the first challenge will be unlocked here. And until then, I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Stick around for Sam Peterson's stream right after me, and I will see you tomorrow. Stick around. Bye, everybody.